Yo, this is Fling, and today we are looking at the Battle Royale Week 4. So, first look, live draft. Let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start with the Vegas lines. All right, so, you know, what we're trying to do is identify some game environments that we're looking to target in our drafts. First one that stands out to me, Washington going on the road to play Arizona. This is a juicy matchup because both of these teams struggle in the secondary. They both have dynamic quarterbacks, enough playmakers on both sides that I think this game could really shoot out. And I think Vegas has correctly identified this game as the best one that we really want to target. Not a lot of high game totals. Another spot that really stands out to me, Houston bounce back spot going against Jacksonville. Jacksonville has just not been right. Houston, tough matchup last week going against a really good Minnesota team that are just defensively really good. So I think this is a get right spot for Houston. They have that 25-point team total. That's definitely something we want to target. The other side of that, or I guess the next spot that's really kind of standing out, Cincinnati going against Carolina. Carolina, they got right last week with Dalton at the helm, but defensively, they're still not a very good team. And I do think Cincinnati, they're 0-3. They're desperate. They really need to win this. I think we could see the best from Joe Burrow. So these are some of the environments we're going to look to target. Let's go ahead and see if we can hop into a draft real quick. All right. So we're in. Looks like we're picking one. So I like that. I like that. So the battle royale, first of all, is 30K to first. There's 6 spots. You're going against 5 others, and there's 6 rounds. So you need to be thinking about ways, obviously, you can leverage the field because this is a large field GPP. There is 68,000 entries, and it pays 30K to first. So even though you want to be on some of the good players, we still want to think, how can I differentiate my lineup? So, one thing to think about was when we look at this game right here, a lot of the field's going to be on Marvin Harrison. I'm sure he's going to go pretty early. A lot of the field's going to be on Kyler Murray. What if we target Michael Wilson instead? So I'm going to go ahead and queue up Michael Wilson. He's going at the end of the draft. Harrison's got a little bit. I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley right here. I think that's a good pick going against Tampa. But, Michael Wilson going towards the end of the draft. What if, Harrison's already banged up, right? He's got a little bit of a quadricep. What if he gets a lot of targets, has a pretty good game, but he doesn't get the touchdowns? What if the touchdowns go to Michael Wilson, just like we saw with Jawan Jennings last week going against Los Angeles team that is obviously very depleted. We knew they were going to probably eat offensively. A lot of people were thinking to be Mason or Brandon Ayuk, but in this situation, it actually ended up being Jawan Jennings. So that's kind of what we're thinking here. Now, we can look at the board. I obviously went Saquon, Breece Hall went next, Jefferson, Chase, Rashee Rice, and then Marvin Harrison, just like I said. So Harrison is going much earlier than normal. We're going to try to leverage that. We're going to get Michael Wilson. Trey McBride might sit this week, so that's why everyone is going to be so in on Marvin Harrison. Wide receiver wise, we can get Nico Collins maybe. Chris Godwin would be in a good spot, and that would be a nice little ping pong stack with Saquon Barkley. We are going to be picking back to back, so I really need to be thinking about who I'm going to take at wide receiver here. So Nico and Godwin went back to back. This looks like a good bounce back spot for Jordan Mason. I think this might just be the week to wait. So I think I'm going to take Jordan Mason. We know that we're going to get Michael Wilson towards the end of the draft. I typically like to play 2 running backs on Underdog Fantasy because it's half PPR format. So I'm playing a running back in the flex. So That's something I like to get early, at least for one running back. But I'm just gonna zig while the field. I'm gonna zag while the field is zigging a little bit here, as opposed to reaching on a wide receiver. I would just take Jordan Mason, who I think it's a good bounce back spot for him. I get Kyler Murray. I get my potential Kyler Murray stack if I get Michael Wilson later. And I'm going to need to take two wide receivers and a tight end. So let's kind of think about who we want to target here. Now, Olave could be a good spot. We got Diggs going against Jacksonville. That's a decent spot. I like Deontay. Obviously, we got to save one of those for Michael Wilson. Um, Terry McLaurin potentially. Trey McBride's going to be out. Maybe this is the week Brandon Ayuk gets going. I would avoid Garrett Wilson because he is going to be covered by Patrick Surtain. AJ Brown, he might not play, so he probably would be an avoid as well for me. Let's see how this falls. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of a run on tight ends. Bowers could be there. So, I got to get one of these guys. And then I will finish the draft, of course, with Michael Wilson. At least that's how I'm trying to play this with my last pick. I don't want to take him too early. So hopefully he will still be there. All right. So Bowers went. I'm going to take Ayuk here. And I'm going to try to get Michael Wilson, but we'll see if he is still there for me. If not, I wouldn't be like completely opposed to playing a naked Kyler Murray lineup because Kyler Murray is that type of quarterback that could do a lot with his legs. So Wilson's a target, but if he's not there, I'm just going to take the best available wide receiver. You know, I'm basically banking on Saquon Barkley and Jordan Mason carrying the team this week. I would love a bounce back from Ayuk, and this is one of the things too. I already have a Jordan Mason and IU stack. So if I'm not able to get Michael Wilson, it's fine here because one of the things I saw from studying the 2023 Battle Royale winners is every team had some sort of stack. Not every team had a primary stack, the QB plus one of their pass catchers, but every single team had one sort of stack, oftentimes being a secondary stack, the running back and wide receiver, the wide receiver and tight end. So something of that sort. So I'm okay if I can't get Michael Wilson, although I would love to get him with my last pick here. So this guy, for example, next to me, Myers, pretty much banking on AJ Brown being back this week. And this is one of the things about drafting early in the week versus late in the week. And I feel like there can be an edge there. Drafting early in the week, you're taking gambles on guys like AJ Brown. But if we get news right on Friday that AJ Brown's going to play, he's going to shoot up the boards. And so Myers is getting some potential good leverage here if AJ Brown does in fact end up playing. It could be a throwaway draft for him for sure, but if you're doing enough of these that you make it worth it, I think this is essentially how you leverage the field. So we got one more pick. One more pick. Let's see where he goes. Wait till the very end. Took Stephon Diggs. Perfect. So this fell the way I wanted it to take. With the way I wanted it to go. So my first entry, like I said, Michael Wilson was the guy I wanted to target. I think everyone's going to be on MHJ. You have to think about this in terms of how can I leverage the field to win the tournament. So I like my running backs. I got Saquon. I got Jordan Mason. Um, I got Ayuk. I got Michael Wilson. I got a pretty good tight end. So I got a lot of pieces here. I got the Kyler Murray to Michael Wilson stack. So I like that first look lineup, first look draft. I like this. I'll go with it. Obviously, we're going to do a lot more of these. We're going to look at the matchups more and make sure if you like this kind of content, let me know. Hit that like button. Comment who you like this week, who your target is in Battle Royale drafts. In fact, I will be dropping a video by Friday of the top values to target in your Battle Royale draft. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss that. We'll see you next time.